Your instructor is one of the finest pilots this program has ever produced. His exploits are legendary. What he has to teach you may very well mean the difference between life and death. Your instructor is...
Hey, Forza heads. Right, I've seen a couple of people asking online and in the forums and how to tune four-wheel drive cars, and someone did ask how to tune a Skyline. So I thought I'd do a video on how to tune a Skyline. So I went into A-Class and look who we have as a rival in a Skyline. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to tune the Skyline. I'm going to keep it four-wheel drive. I'm going to show you how I tune it and why, and we're going to put it in challenge against Racboy77 Skyline. See how we crack on. So at the moment I've just loaded up a standard tune, just because it wouldn't let me load it in a B class. So what we're going to do now is we're going to reset the car to stock. It's going to be a quick build. What we're going to do is just throw the parts on, throw the tune together and see where we come. So appearance wise and race body kit wise, I don't generally put the rear wing on four-wheel drive cars or front-wheel drive cars, just because I like the look of it without it and the original look, and it doesn't give much benefit. If I was to run a spoiler, I'd probably run it on 0 downforce anyway, so without one's often better. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the front bumper on, race, rear bumper on, race, we're going to put the hood on. Driveline, we're going to go for transmission, differential. Wheels, we're going to go for the lightest wheels. Tyres, we're going to put some rear tyre width on, full tyre compound, full brakes, race springs, race roll bars, full weight reduction. And then we're going to go for the exhaust. Driveline and the flywheel. Right, and that's where we're going to be. So we've got, running through that again, we've got front bumper race, rear bumper race, hood race or light, transmission race, driveline first one, differential race. Wheels, we have the lightest wheels, pick which ones you like, but I just throw these on. These are heaviest, these are lightest. These are one up from lightest, but it's just easy to find to tune. So tyre compound full, rear tyre width full, full brakes, race springs, race roll bars, full weight reduction, first flywheel and the second exhaust. Those are the parts. I'm going to tune it. Now if you've seen the other videos on tyre pressure explaining why I like to run lower pressures, higher on the rear, there's a video there. Tyre tuning tips. There's also another tuning guide where I tune an NMR2. I'm going to show you the tricks, why you change things and what the outcomes are, how to create oversteer and understeer. So what we'll do now is we've done the tyres 24 and 26 gearing. It's a four-wheel drive car, so we're going to gear it right down, right down, right down. There we go. So we'll go 35, we're going to go 60. So that's 35 mile an hour. This is now 25 mile an hour gear. Now you're not going to want to be, you're always going to want to be the same or shorter on the gear. You're not going to want longer gears. go to 100, 120, 140. Can't click them back, so click them forward, like that. And there we go. 35, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. Alignment, we're going to go camber 2.0, 1.5. 0 toe is a good place to start if you're tuning the car. So if you're using toe, that would increase your turning by going towards the out. Positive toe will increase your turning and the reaction from the front. Positive toe on the rear will increase the reaction from the rear. Generally leave that like that. That would slow down the reaction on the rear. That would slow down the reaction on the front. So I generally get a slightly quicker turn in, a 0 rear toe, and then I increase the cast all the way, because that will increase the camber on the front wheels as you turn in. So roll bars on a four-wheel drive car, you're going to want your roll bars really soft on the front. We're going to go down to 5. We're going to go really hard on the rear. We'll go up to 35. Could possibly go more. We're going to use that at the moment. So what this does is basically, by having a soft front end and a stiff rear end, when you turn into a corner and you load up sideways, basically, you know, you go into a right hand corner and you load up the right hand tyres, the rear tyres are going to load up the weight first, because the roll bars are harder, so it's going to transition the weight quicker to the tyre, so it's going to create oversteer. The front's going to be a bit softer and aid the backing coming around. So on a four-wheel drive you can really manipulate these roll bars. If you were to go the other way and have a hard front end and a soft rear end, the car would understeer into a bend. As you went in, the front would load up the tyre first, and that would start losing the corner before the rear did, so it cause understeer. So this is oversteer, and if you were to go this way, this would be massive amounts of understeer. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to 5. That's a nice stop. We'll go back to 30. The second time round. And then the springs, we're going to bring down to about, we're going to go 620 on the front there. It's slightly stiff, but to the softer side. We're going to go to 600. Now the only reason I've done this is so, again, this will just help control the rear. Because I've set it up for quite a lot of oversteer, you're going to want to control the flick on the rear. So by having a softer rear end here, it will just allow a little more cushion on the back end as it sort of moves and won't be so flicky. So ride height we're going to run down, we're going to click the rear up one. Again, this increases oversteer slightly, also reduces the front end load on braking because you're already in a sort of stance set up. So bump stiffness, this is generally my go-to bump stiffness. Now you can adjust this slightly, but because this is, you can have this lower because it is a front heavy car, you can have it slightly lower on the rear, but because it's four-wheel drive I'm going to actually have it the same because I want it, again, oversteering slightly, so I want it to rotate around the corner. And then we're going to give the roll centre, this is much like roll bars but nowhere near as extreme. Just light clicks on this, and this creates the same. This would be oversteer, this would be understeer. Essentially that's what you'd end up with. So what I do is I give it a slight amount of extra rotation. This helps control the roll bars, so that it helps make the roll bars not so flicky if these are set the same way slightly. So with the anti-dive, I'm going to bring that down to 10. Just want it slightly softer. Bring that down. So what we've done, we'll bring that down to 5. Leave that on 9. And we're going to add full front aero. Again, this is just to give it a stiffer rear. If you wanted it easy on the accelerator, as you apply the power, you can have a softer rear like this. Same with braking. This will make it better for turning in softer. Harder will load up the tyres quicker, but you just don't want to be squeezing the brakes all the way anyway. so I can generally get away with having it down here. And the aero full up on the front, no aero on the rear. Brake balance, I'm going to go 47, 130. A little click around to see if it goes down anymore anyway. Yeah, 45, 130. Now here's with the diff. So the diff on the front of the car, this is more slip. This is more control. So this will basically allow the wheels to spin at separate speeds because the outside wheel travels a different distance to the inside wheel. So this will give you more control. And on the rear wheel drive it works opposite. This will give you more control. This will give you more slip. So what I do is I control the front and I allow the back to slip as much as possible. Again, that helps create the rotation. I run 0 deceleration because by running this up, it will give you control into the bends a little bit, but it will steer away. It will steal away from your overall turning circle. So I generally keep that on 0, and then I'm going to run my torque up to 90% on the rear. That is it tuned, hopefully. It's all an experiment, but here we go. So we've done the tune. We're now going to test it against the rival. Here's our rival. Here's our time. 2 minutes 10.645. Let's give ourselves all the help we can get. So that we're going to be 212. 212. Well, we've got to be 2 seconds quicker than a doubt, won't we? So. Right, let's give it a go. Let's see what we can do.
Your instructor is one of the finest pilots this program has ever produced. His exploits are legendary. What he has to teach you may very well mean the difference between life and death.
just want to say a big shout out to Raceboy77. I have raced him and used his tunes. They are good. He is a good racer. I did want to set myself a bit of a challenge here, so you know, we succeeded. But I hope you learned something. That's how I generally tune a four-wheel drive car going forward, with little tweaks here and there you might want to adjust yourself. I've got other tuning guides if you want to check them out on a Toyota MR2 mid-engine rear-wheel drive. I've also got a Fairlady Z C-Class tune video that I've put up there. I've got other tunes coming. I'm going to be concentrating on doing a front-wheel drive tune for you all very soon, so you can see how we set up a front-wheel drive car to create the rotation and eliminate the wheel spin and stuff that you get from them cars. Like I say, I've really enjoyed doing this challenge. Hopefully Raceboy77 comes back at us with another one, and we can do something else. So if you've enjoyed it, hit the like button and subscribe, and thanks again for watching. And yeah, check out my other content and check the channel over the next couple of weeks for more tuning guides coming out. Hopefully this sets you off tearing up those times on the tarmac. Yeah, keep it clean out there, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.